1, 2, is this on?
A wrestler might choose to dish out a receipt after being hit a little too hard by their opponent.
Originally, I was supposed to hit Taker, and Bubba was going to hit Kane, but then, of course, Bubba switched it, came over, and went to go hit Taker. And Taker goes up, hit me, bust me over with your boom. Boom, I go, it wasn't me, it was the fat white one. It wasn't me. I swear it wasn't.
I've got two choices there. I can come down on you, or we can use this as a learning experience.
It's a one and done way to handle business in the ring in a snug but respectful manner given the context.
Oh man, I had been taking the 3 power bombs so much, like night after night, and I just felt like it was my chance to get it in, you know.
We'll highlight various examples like this and more today, as we highlight 10 more wrestling receipts.
He put a little bit more on that clothesline, and that's because I brought a little bit extra with that slap.
Finlay and Chris Benoit's match on the May 5th, 2006 SmackDown was a hard-hitting affair that saw both men showing battle wounds afterward. The opening exchange saw Chris jam his finger in Finlay's eye, which subsequently left a mark.
Chris Benoit trying to get to that. Oh, nice single leg. Quick inside single leg by Finlay. Look at a talk. Wouldn't want to meet in an alley somewhere.
The Belfast Bruiser responded with a wicked clothesline.
Clothesline. These are just two badass men.
Benoit's head soon got busted open after a forearm shot.
Chris Benoit tying Finlay up. Again, the forearm rubbing it right into the open wound of Chris Benoit.
In a shoot video with RF Video, Finlay talked about a receipt he gave to La Parka on WCW Nitro in July '99. This was after the luchador had rung Finlay's bell in the Junkyard Invitational during Bash at the Beach the night before.
La Parka hit me with the back of the head with a car bumper. I was out for about 3 seconds, and I'm watching for La Parka coming down the ramp. Here he comes sliding in the ring, and I burst through the guy, and bang! I drilled him. So, just paying receipts, you know.
Many luchadors around. Silver King has come in, and he had 60 stitches.
Even the former chairman of WWE is no stranger to a receipt exchange, but since he ran the show, he could book someone else to get the receipt for him in the form of an elaborate stunt. To set the scene, Vince McMahon teamed with his son Shane to face the Dudley Boys in a tables match on the June 12th Raw from 2000. Devon tried to pair off with Shane because he didn't want to risk hurting the boss. However, Dudley found himself getting jabbed by Vince. The chairman didn't know how to throw an actual punch, but his work punches were so bad, it was better for talent to just let him clock them for real, because of how ridiculously fake it would have looked otherwise. Devon learned this the hard way, but didn't retaliate. Later in the bout, McMahon was in a precarious position, about to go through a table, so Road Dogg made the save, but in doing so, he knocked Devon into Vince, who accidentally crumbled to the floor. Devon spoke about the incident on his YouTube channel.
Now I'm scared to death. I'm like, we just dropped the boss. We're watching Vince come up the ramp, and you can tell he is not happy.
Right through the table, hard to the... Oh my God, can you just imagine? What else could happen here tonight?
But he was hurting, because Shane pulled us aside and goes, yeah, Dad is really hurting, so...
That same week on SmackDown, Vince booked a segment where the Dudleys would be thrown off the stage in a dumpster. Devon, who was scared of heights and claustrophobic, asked why, after being told about the spot by agent Michael Hayes.
He goes, because that's what Vince wants. I go, please tell Vince I wasn't the one that dropped him. It was Bubba. Bubba's got me. I go, Bubba, I can't do this. I can't do this. He goes, Devon, relax. Damn it, relax. It's just like being on a Ferris wheel.
Next, we have another case of mistaken identity involving the Dudleys that also led to a receipt. It occurred at No Way Out 2001 during a 3-team tables match that also featured Undertaker, Kane, Edge, and Christian. The Dudleys were meant to level Taker and Kane from behind with chairs. However, Bubba Ray's shot went wrong when he smacked the Phenom in the head from behind with the lid of the chair.
Bubba's coming! Here goes Devon!
Bubba was meant to hit him square in the back with the flat part of the chair, but Bubba swung so hard the lid of the chair actually came off.
To the skull of the Undertaker and Kane. Thanks to the Dudleys, have bought themselves some time and separation.
Bubba escaped without receipt after Undertaker thought Devon was the one that hit him. Taker and Kane then went after Devon and double teamed him on the outside.
The Undertaker back up. Now Kane and the Undertaker assaulting Devon Dudley.
Devon told the story on Taker's 6 Feet Under podcast.
Originally, I was supposed to hit Taker, and Bubba was gonna hit Kane, but then of course Bubba switched it, came over, and went to go hit Taker. And Taker goes up, hit me, bust me over with a chair, boom, boom. I go, it wasn't me, it was the fat white one. It wasn't me. I swear it wasn't. I go, Bubba. I was like, all you gotta do is look at the video and see that it was you that hit him. He goes, yeah, but until then, you hit him.
Taker eventually figured out it was Bubba who hit him, but instead of dishing out a receipt, Taker sat Bubba down in the locker room and told him to never swing a chair like that again.
I've got two choices there. I can come down on you, or we can use this as a learning experience. And that's the path that I chose.
The Undertaker is pretty much the king of receipts. He's dished them out more than most, including one in the 6-man Hell in a Cell match at Armageddon 2000. Kurt Angle kicked it off by walloping a chair off the Phenom's head. Tate gets his hand up in time, but Kurt really revved up and threw his body behind it. Later in the bout, whilst atop the cell, Taker called for the timekeeper Mark Yeaton to throw up a chair. It took a few tries, but eventually it got there. The Phenom got his receipt on Angle by waffling the Olympic gold medalist in the dome, completely unprotected. It was a trademark Taker receipt to say the least. He wants someone to bring it so he can give it back just the same.
If I swung a chair at somebody the way I swung it, I'd expect the same one back.
I have to admit, initially I was pissed. Like, how are you going to take away the chair shot? It's a staple of our industry.
Knowing now what we do about head injuries, right. Yeah, it's a different deal. I would say, okay, make sure that you get your hands up. And that's always been an option, too.
Brock Lesnar's first program in WWE came against the Hardy Boys. One of the ways the company helped Brock get over as a dominant, freakishly strong monster was by having him use the deadlift triple powerbomb, as well as the running variation. The move was impressive but looked absolutely brutal to take. It only takes one to completely knock the wind out of someone, so imagine how 3 in a row feel.
This is unbelievable! Scary. Yeah, oh my God. Another one. His head here, folks. Watch it bounce. Oh, right off the canvas.
Since Jeff Hardy was forced to take the powerbomb multiple times, he decided to get his own back during the April 8, 2002 episode of Raw. Jeff scrambled Lesnar's brains with one of the stiffest chair shots of all time. The sound was deafening.
This impact!
Hardy spoke about it during an interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Oh man, I had been taking the 3 power bombs so much, like night after night, and I just felt like it was my chance to get it in, you know, and that was the first chair shot he had ever took to the head. And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. But I guess I'm sorry.
Next, we have a bout featuring 2 wrestlers who legit didn't like each other. We're talking about Bull Payne and Van Hammer, who had a match that got all too real during an episode of WCW Monday Nitro from March 22nd, 99. It took place on the annual spring break episode of Nitro from Club La Vela in Panama City Beach, Florida, so the set reflected this. This was an odd match to open the show, since both men were enhancement talents, so it's unsurprising that boring chants started up after only 90 seconds.
Hammer, even though he's towering over him, left an opening and Bull Payne is going to town.
Van Hammer then tried to push Bull Payne into the water.
I don't know, he's pointing to the water. Let's see what the temperature of the water is here.
Wait a minute, we're in segment 1. They're going to put somebody in the water already?
On the night, the agents had previously told wrestlers that Ric Flair and Rey Mysterio were doing a pool spot later in the main event, so a nothing jobber match like Bull vs Hammer certainly wasn't going to be afforded the same opportunity, nor even hint at it. Bull responded to Hammer, trying to throw him over with a stiff punch.
He's trying to legitimately throw me in the fucking pool. So I just jack him in the jaw. I go, what the fuck are you doing? Whack! I just punch him in the jaw. Oh, you motherfucker, you stood me. So, well, goddamn it, stop trying to put me in the pool, you know.
Hammer gave out a receipt with his finishing move by spiking Payne hard into the mat and knocking him out.
He does this one slam thing where he can either lay you down nice or he can just spike the fuck out of you. Well, he spikes the dog fuck out of me. He just kills me. I mean, I don't even know we're in Florida anymore.
See if he can do it. Hooked him up, whipped him down hard with a flashback, covers him, and beats him.
Bull Payne never wrestled on Nitro again after this, as he claims Van Hammer complained to his friend Diamond Dallas Page about Bull being too stiff. Hammer, who many consider to be one of WCW's worst ever wrestlers, remained employed for another year, likely due to his friendship with DDP. Sometimes a receipt can occur following a show of disrespect. A prime example involves Maven Huffman from the November 23rd, 2003 Sunday Night Heat. On the night, he worked an enhancement match against a local competitor. MASADA, an independent wrestler, put his foot on Maven's face as a pinning attempt, which didn't go down well. A foot on the face or chest this is considered a disrespectful cover, but a heel like Chris Jericho can do it since he's a big star. However, an unsigned indie worker such as MASADA doing it to a contracted talent in a squash match like this is a big no-no. Maven immediately responded to the disrespect by knocking his opponent's lights out. Maven knew he would have faced a tongue lashing from the agents afterward had he let MASADA get away with such an act. Even though it wasn't intended as disrespect, this was how it was seen given the circumstances.
I was just trying to let him know that there is absolutely no way I could stand for him covering me.
Another receipt Maven spoke about on his Maven Huffman YouTube channel took place on the October 25th Raw from 2004. However, this time Maven was on the receiving end of one from Batista. It all started when Maven gave the animal a slap during a backstage segment.
He told me, when you slap me, you're gonna have to bring it.
Really? Like I was saying.
What?
The two then had a match, and it wasn't long until Batista fired back, doing so with a powerful clothesline against the ropes that generated a lot of force, which Maven certainly felt the brunt of.
This Batista is so big, so powerful. How impressive is...
And I literally felt like someone reared back and hit me with a baseball bat.
This is an example where two friends went that extra mile, by laying it in hard so as to make their feud and match appear more believable for the viewer.
He put a little bit more on that clothesline, and that's because I brought a little bit extra with that slap.
The WWE wanted to show that Eugene's character had a mean side to him during his feud with Triple H in 2004.
Eugene, I hate you.
This meant getting revenge after the game left Eugene laying on the July 12th Raw, where a stiff punt kick to the skull legit hurt Eugene.
He's confused. He doesn't understand. Oh, God almighty. What a sickening kick that was.
But if I eventually get diagnosed with CTE, I feel like the kick to the face by Triple H might be a contributing factor.
Eugene returned on the July 26th Raw for Payback. He cost Triple H a chance to win the world title following a chair shot. The game wanted him to swing hard to make it look devastating.
Oh, Eugene's got the chair. Oh, man. My God, what a shot. Eugene has hit Triple H right between the eyes.
Eugene discussed the moment on his Eugene Behind the Scenes YouTube channel.
I hear Triple H whisper, "Lay it in," and I swung for the fences.
Eugene said there was no malicious intentions. He may have, however, put a little extra on the chair shot, given how hard Hunter kicked him 2 weeks earlier.
I'm not going to say I didn't like hitting him. Just leave it at that.
Given their contentious relationship, it's no surprise that Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels had a rough back and forth in the ring.
I don't like him, I don't trust him, and I don't believe him. I don't believe in anything about the guy. He's a phony little shit.
During their classic Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12, Bret lit Shawn up with some heavy elbows in the corner, potatoing the Heartbreak Kid with each one.
This match is over.
Oh, wow. Another one.
The Heartbreak Kid then struck back with a boot to the mush that rocked the Hitman.
Stiff each other a lot of times in that match.
Now if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our similar video on 10 WWE promos that got uncomfortably real. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.